little nervous though when the talent show rolls around and it's time to do stand-up comedy. A little bit of stage fright, which is weird because every week I get up in front of a crowd and preach a sermon, but I'm used to that. This is different. I have to tell myself, Pastor. I always call myself Pastor in my head. Don't forget, you're hilarious, right? Remember all those times you told a joke in a sermon and the people laughed out loud? And those people were Lutherans. Laughing out loud in church. Not a polite chuckle. Not an exuberant smile. Outright laughter. Sometimes there's even snorting. In church. And tonight we're in the social hall where we can let loose. So you got this, Pastor. Now get out there and give them heaven. Alright, so I already mentioned, I am hilarious. And I'm not even the funniest one in our family. We all agree that Emma is the funniest one. And then I'm afraid I may have hurt my wife's feelings a while back by claiming to be the second funniest. I don't remember how it came up in conversation, but I ended up ranking everyone, noting Abby as number 3, which made Raquel number 4. And she seemed genuinely offended, which was not at all my intention. Okay? I tried to explain, look, you're still funny. You're the 4th funniest member of a very funny family. If you were the 4th tallest player on an NBA basketball team, you wouldn't be short. The whole team is tall. You know, others are just taller than you. She didn't buy it. She came up with her own ranking. So Emma's number 1, we all agree. If I'm insisting that I'm number 2, then she's squeezing herself in between at 1.5. But she agreed that Abby was ahead of her, so she made her 1.25. It's something we have way more decimal places than anybody needs. You know, what's going on? One of Abby's contributions is to keep a list of funny things that family members say. One list for each person. And I had her send me her list of Emma quotes so that I would have some instant quality material to share with you tonight. Now, if you don't laugh at these, there's no point in continuing with the stuff I came up with on my own. But I had to be selective. A lot of them were inside jokes that only our family would get. And I wanted to get Emma's permission, so I sent my pared down list to her, and she replied, "Ooh, I'll take a look through these eventually. I already know of a few that make me sound too mean, LOL." And then she added, "Most of the parishioners don't know how mean I am. I'm not sure if clerical stand-up is how I want them to find out." Well, she never got back to me, so now you're going to find out. And you know, she's not mean, she just has a very dry sense of humor. So she says things like, "I like to add ish to the ends of my words and phrases so that people can't hold me to my word, ish." We were praying together as a family one time. Too many papers. It's going to be out of order. We were praying together as a family, and it was her turn, and she said, "Dear God, thank you for my family, and on behalf of my family, thank you for me." She says, "I'm going to have twins, and name them both Alexandra, and call one Lexi and the other Allie." And you're all aware that I like to do genealogy research. She once told me, "I'm going to marry an orphan to give you more of a challenge." And I think this is when she and Abby were returning from an overseas trip. And they landed at JFK. She says, "Imagine this is your first time in America, and now you have to decipher a Brooklyn accent yelling at you." Apparently, their mother once said, "Abby, do you have a plan for this wet sock?" And Emma says, "God has a plan for that wet sock." This is not something that she said necessarily. I mean, I guess she did. She ordered it. We were at a restaurant. She ordered a pina colada and a kid's cheeseburger. She says, I'm mentally allergic to nuts. She wants gesundheiten herself. She asked me, who's playing the Super Bowl this year? And I said, it's still the playoffs, they don't know yet. And she said, no, I meant the halftime show. And you guys all know The Chosen, right? It's the show about the life of Jesus and his disciples. We're watching an episode together, and she says, if there's one thing I've learned from this show, it's that I need more candles in my life. You do use a lot of candles in that show. You see all that candles? Now I have some weird idiosyncrasies. You might see me doing this once in a while. Does anybody know what this is? I probably shouldn't tell you, because now you'll notice when I do it. Yep, I heard it over here. Who knows? See, because it looks like it's just a nervous habit, maybe, or I'm fidgeting and can't sit still. Now this is me putting steps on my Fitbit. That's when I'm stuck somewhere and the hourly deadline is coming up. Because you get a little bonus, right? If you get 250 steps per hour every single hour during the day, I'm a little obsessive about it. I like to see the circle completed. And it gives you a reminder at 10 till the hour. And if you haven't gotten the steps for that hour, it tells you how many steps you have left to go. But maybe I'm in a meeting and I can't get up and walk around. This afternoon I was at lunch bunch. I missed that hour. Because it's not like I'm going to do this 250 times. Right? I have to let that hour go. I just miss it. But sometimes it says 34 steps remaining. And I'm like, I'm so close. That should count. So like 1, 2, 3, until it says goal complete. Now you can call it cheating. I call it raising awareness about fitness. Because at least I'm still making it a priority, right? Even if I can't get up and take the actual steps. Because taking the steps isn't always a net benefit. There have been many times I've been sitting in my office for most of the hour, and at 10 till it says 237 steps remaining, right? So I get up, walk around the building for a little bit, come up the stairs, find my way to the kitchen, see if there's any leftover cake in the fridge. I'm not sure that the exertion of 237 steps offsets a slab of chocolate cake. Yeah, I have some weird idiosyncrasies. Like when I need to reheat something in the microwave, I always set the timer for a double-digit number, like 44 seconds. Or if I need about a minute and a half, I'll do 88 seconds. I do this because it's faster to double press the 8 button than to press the 9 and then have to find the 0. Right? Especially on a flat microwave keypad without physical buttons, you can't feel. And that's so much faster than pressing the 1, then the 3, then the 0. I haven't decided what to do with all the time I've saved. It's still accumulating. Probably travel, write a book. One of my daughters, I think it was, pointed out that this can backfire on me, right? Because if I need about half a minute and I press 3-3 instead of 3-0, then it's going to go 3 seconds longer. Yeah. And not only is my time savings wiped out, I've lost much, much more than I saved in the first place. 3 full seconds is orders of magnitude longer than the milliseconds I'm saving. But you see, that would be true if I were hanging around waiting for it to finish. But I'll go off and do something else and come back when it's convenient for me. Not when the appliance tells me to. Of course, I can also stop it early. Half a minute in the microwave, easy. 3-3 start, go off, do something else, come back, maybe there's 5 seconds to go. But that's probably enough, right? So now look at all the time I'm saving. Instead of waiting 30 seconds, I'm going to have it in 28. And I could press cancel and then open the door, but that's 2 steps. And the microwave turns off automatically if you open the door. So go ahead and risk flooding the kitchen with radiation and get your food or beverage that much sooner. And of course, that's if I remember. I'm getting older, Has this ever happened to you? pour yourself a cup of coffee, make a cup of tea, and you forget to drink it. So it gets cold. No problem. You'll just nuke it to reheat it. So you open the microwave, and there you find the cup that you reheated an hour ago. Getting older means more doctor's appointments. A while back I mentioned in a sermon I was going to have my first colonoscopy. And that happened on Monday, March 31st. A few of you asked about the pictures. So if you look at the screen over there, that's where I will not be showing the pictures of my colon. Now that's on the inside of your body for a reason. I was wondering though, how many people would turn to look? You know, maybe clinical interest. Compare mine to yours. I get it. A little friendly competition. Whose diverticulosis is more advanced? Who really nailed the prep? Versus how many of you reflexively squirmed and closed your eyes tight. Even though you weren't even facing the screen, you didn't want a chance catching a glimpse of that. Several of you were very encouraging to me beforehand, and I appreciate that. Thank you. A number of people told me that the sedative would be the best sleep I ever had. Sure enough, it was over before I knew it. And even the prep wasn't that bad, because the doctor prescribed the pills. You guys know about the pills? They're relatively new, I guess. So instead of drinking a gallon of chalky goop, you take a series of pills and drink a bunch of water. I mean, it's still not pleasant. I'm glad I don't have to go back for another colonoscopy for 5 to 7 years. But overall, I give it 2 thumbs up, although I don't think that's how they do it. My wife hasn't had hers yet. Obviously, I think it's a good idea, but she remains unconvinced. It is a bigger imposition than I initially realized, with 4 days of avoiding whole grains and fruits and vegetables beforehand, they told me, in addition to the liquid diet the day of, plus the prep. She points out that she has no family history or other risk factors. She told me, I don't see why I should bend over backwards to do this when my risk is so low. And I said, it's not exactly bending over backwards. She said, I know, that's the joke. And I had to admit, that's good. Way to go, 1.5. All right, thank you. Thank you, good night.